So this next song was written about an argument, and it was pretty much many years ago, and I did it for a year probably on the road, and then I decided that I didn't want to be involved in that argument anymore, so I stopped doing it for a long time. And then before this tour started 2 years ago, I thought, I kind of missed this song. I think that we should do it. Or at least we'll give it a chance. If we don't like it, then we'll just not do it. But let's try it. And so it's been a lot of fun to do. It takes a lot of my energy. I no longer have I can't lift the Fitbit, so I just know how many steps it is, and I just go with that. So anyway, it's called Fall from Grace. Thank you. So this next song was written by Stephen Stills of, yes, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and sometimes Young, in 1966. I don't think he was in those bands yet. I think he was in the Buffalo Springfield. I should know this. I've only been doing this song now for 2 years. I should know it. I'm going to go home and figure it out. I think he was just Stephen Stills in Buffalo Springfield at this point. Right? Am I right? I'm right. Thank you. So anyway, this song, I thought, when I heard it in 1966, I was just graduating from high school that year. And I heard this song and I just fell in love with it. I lived up in San Francisco. It was all San Francisco. It was amazing. I mean, there's no other way to put it except that I wish you could have all been there. It was fantastic. So anyway, I heard this song on the radio and I just loved it. I started singing it and I said in my totally arrogant 12th grade year, I'm going to record this song someday. Like, of course, I was going to be a big rock star. And so, believe and it will come. That's all I can say. So anyway, I thought it was, because I live in San Francisco, it was pretty political. So I thought, it's a political song. Well, come to find out, it was not a political song. It was written about something that they called the Sunrise Riots. And that was in Los Angeles. This is a couple years before Lindsay and I moved to Los Angeles. So all these kids were gathering on the Sunset Strip, which is a great place.
Yeah!
And they were just hanging out. And it had the Roxy and the Troubadour and the whiskey and a myriad of fabulous stores, restaurants. Okay, so it was a great place. So they were all hanging out there, and the police came and said, "You have to go." And they said, "Why?" And so this didn't go well. So they said, "No, you have to go." And they said, "No." And so it turned into a scuffle. And so I don't know that the scuffle was great, and I don't really know what was happening because I wasn't there. I just know that this was the reason why Stephen Stills wrote this song. So I don't care what it was. It's just I love a reason to write a good song. So this song, for what it's worth, was the song written in 1966 by Stephen Stills, and we're going to do it for you now.
Love you, Stevie!
You're beautiful.
Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. This band line's being drawn. Nobody's right, it's everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a feeling for the heat. 1,000 people in the You better listen. You better stop. You better stop. Children. Children. What's that sound? What's that sound? What's that sound? What's that sound? Something happened here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there. Telling me I got to do it. I think it's time we everybody's right. If everybody's wrong, listen. Thank you. So this next song was written about a certain time period in my life, actually in the life of me and Lindsay when we first moved down to Los Angeles, a couple years after the Stevie song and the riot. And we made Buckingham Mix is what we did. And it took a couple of, 2 years, right? About 2 years while he was with us. And it came out great, we loved it, and but of course it didn't do very well, and so that was a disappointment, but at the same time it was also reasons to make another record, so that's always good. So anyway, we were very poor. This is all about being really poor, this whole story. So we were very poor, and I was the only one in that family that worked, because I could be a waitress and a cleaning lady. Just think about what could Lindsay really do. Nothing. He was a telemarketer. He was a telemarketer for one day. And he said, I can't do it. And I said, I knew you couldn't do it, but you just asked me. So anyway, I was the moneymaker in that family. And so we were poor. And we could spend no money. I had all the money in my bag, purse, shoulder bag, thing. I paid for everything. And I would take all the laundry down to Ventura, do all the laundry for 2 or 3 people, out of the goodness of my heart, and pay for that. And then I would pay for food, and I would pay for our car that had no reverse, and that was my Toyota. And so it's basically for 71, 72, and 73 Buckingham Mix came out, and didn't go anywhere. And then 74 we were back to being like hopeless and poor. So I thought these were terrible times. So we got to the first day of 75, and we got a phone call from Mick Fleetwood. And he's like, hello darling. You're like, who is this? Hello darling, Mick Fleetwood. And I'm like, hello Mick. I instantly take on the English accent, hello Mick. And he goes, well, we would like to take you guys to dinner tomorrow night. And I'm thinking, free meal, fabulous. Second of all, could change our life. So I'm like, okay, great, we'll be there. Where do you want us to go? And it was a fabulous Mexican food place that we loved and we never got to go to. So we went, drove up, got out, parked our car that has no reverse, had to park forward. And here they come in two like Cadillacs, the ones with the fins and red lights. And I look at Lindsay as they're getting out. Mick is dressed beautifully in his English suit, and Lindsay and I have never seen anything like it. And I look at Lindsay and I go, this is good. Very good. And so they all get out. Christine looks gorgeous, And what I don't know is that Christine has been told, listen, we need a guitar player. He has a girlfriend. They are like a package. We can't get him without her. So If you don't like her, it's over. And we'll have a nice dinner and they'll go home and they'll be here. But if you do like her, then you make the decision, Chris. So of course we walk in, we sit down. Christine and I sit next to each other and it's like we're like for 3 hours. And we are like this by the time we leave. Not knowing, she knew, but I didn't know. And I just fell in love with her. She was so great and funny and English. And I was like, oh my God, my best friend is just arrived. So anyway, we go home and they call me tomorrow, the next day and says, rehearsal 2 days. And the rest is history. So anyway, that's how it started. Anyway, it went from there, it went from really, really poor to like $200 a week, $400 a week, $800 a week a piece. And it's like I said, I was the financier. So I had all that money and I was like saving it and taking care of it. And so we were climbing the ladder very quickly. And then we finished, Fleetwood Mac comes out, and then we go on tour. And then we're really making good money. And my mom, who is a financial wizard, she calls me one day and she says, so, how's it going out there? And I'm like, it's going great. What's not to be good about this? And she's like, well, so how much money are you making? And I'm like, well, I don't know, I'm not sure. A lot. I make a lot of money. And she goes, well, what are they doing? Who's managing? And I'm like, Nick. And she like laughs at that because she's men and rights. She's like, okay. And she says, so do you get like receipts and stuff? And I'm like, no. She goes, well, you know there's taxes. And I'm like, no, I don't, because before we joined this band, Lindsay and I had no money, so we never filed taxes. Ever. So we don't know what taxes, we were barely able to get $250 a month together, so we did not file taxes. She goes, well, how do you feel about jail? And I'm like, you are seriously raiding on my career. Mom, she said, Stevie, you have to, what do? I said, we just signed LB and SM. She goes, okay, well, you have to hire somebody to come in, take care of your money, and put you on a budget. Budget didn't sound good to me, but budget, okay. So, we're on a budget, we're doing well, and that's this is going into the end of the story, the only people in Fleetwood Mac that have any money is me and Lindsay, is because of my mom telling us to hire a business firm. So anyway, there we were in this big band, totally rich, and I was kind of having some of those like days gone by moments where I was going, you know, those days are actually kind of cool before we joined Fleetwood Mac, and I kind of miss them, and it's kind of like, you know, serendipity and halcyon days and all that stuff, and the romantic days, and I'm like, and so I was kind of sad for off and on. Not always, just off and on. And so I would take my brand new gorgeous bed, put it in the garage, put the mattress on the floor, and I would put an old quilt from the past with some paper flowers, etc. And I would sit on my bed and I would go, I am still Stevie.
Yeah!
And it would bring me back to that place, to where I was, to where I came from, and to what I was, and to who I was. And I wrote this song. And for all you nomads and people who travel around, you might know the sound of that person, that Gypsy, and she's probably around.
Mm-hmm.